Imagine this. You open your bank account and there's $10,000 sitting there. Not after years, not after decades, but in just a few months. Sounds crazy, right? Because most people think saving money is slow, painful, and only possible if you earn a lot. But here's the truth. Most Americans save only around 4 to 5% of their income, which is why hitting goals like $10,000 feels impossible. Not because it is, but because no one is using the right system. Meet Alex. He was making around $38,000 a year. No big salary, no rich background, but he managed to save $10,000 faster than he ever thought possible. Not by doing anything extreme, but by following a very specific strategy. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you. In this video, you'll learn how to save $10,000 so fast it almost feels illegal, using real numbers, real tactics, and a system that actually works. But before we get into tactics, there's one thing you need to understand first, because without this, nothing else will work. Before anything else, you need to understand this. Saving $10,000 fast is not normal behavior. It's a short-term sprint, because most people try to balance everything, enjoy life, spend freely, and save a little on the side. And that's why progress is slow. But if you want to hit $10,000 fast, you have to flip that. For a few months, your focus becomes save aggressively, spend intentionally. Think of it like this. You're not doing this forever. You're doing it for 3 to 6 months of intense focus. That's it. During this phase, you'll cut unnecessary spending, increase your income, and prioritize saving above everything else. This is exactly what people like Alex did. He didn't try to maintain balance. He treated saving like a temporary mission. For example, instead of eating out 3 to 4 times a week, he cut it down to once. Instead of upgrading his lifestyle, he kept things simple, and that difference went straight into savings. Now here's the mindset shift. You're not broke, you're in a saving phase. That one idea changes everything, because now every dollar you don't spend is progress toward your goal. And remember, this is temporary. Once you hit $10,000, you can relax, rebalance, and enjoy more flexibility. But right now, you're in execution mode. Quick pause. If you're serious about leveling up your money game, like the video and subscribe to Kane Invests for simple, practical strategies that actually work. Now that your mindset is clear, let's get into the real numbers. Because when you break $10,000 down, it becomes way more achievable than you think. Now let's make this simple, because $10,000 sounds huge until you break it down into monthly numbers. At the end of the day, it's not about $10,000. It's about how much you can save every month. For example, if you save $300 per month, it can take around 2 to 3 years. If you save $500 per month, you're looking at about 1.5 years. But if you push it to $800 or $1,000 per month, now you're hitting $10,000 in under a year. And that's the whole idea of this video. We're not trying to do this slowly. We're trying to do this fast, which means your target should realistically be somewhere between $800 to $1,500 per month. I know that sounds like a lot, but remember what we said earlier. This is a short-term sprint, not a forever lifestyle. Even saving around $1,200 per month can get you to $10,000 in about 8 to 9 months. That's less than a year. And once you see it like this, the goal starts to feel much more achievable, because now it's not, I need $10,000. It's, I need to hit my monthly number, and that's something you can control. But now the real question is, where does that extra $800 to $1,500 actually come from? Because this is where most people get stuck. Now this is where things start getting real. Because if you want to save $10,000 fast, you can't rely only on cutting expenses. You need to create extra money. And the good news is, you don't need anything complicated. You just need to move fast and stay consistent. Start with this. Even an extra $20 to $30 per day, that's $600 to $900 per month. That alone can cover most of your savings target. So how do you actually do it? Keep it simple and practical. Pick 1 or 2 things you can start immediately. Delivery apps or ride sharing, freelancing, writing, editing, design, tutoring or helping students online, selling items you don't use, weekend or evening part-time work. Let's say you earn just $100 extra per weekend. That's about $400 per month. Now combine that with cutting some expenses, and suddenly you're very close to your goal. This is exactly how people accelerate their savings. Not by one big move, but by stacking small income streams. And here's something important. Around 7% of workers already do independent or gig work. So this isn't unusual. It's actually becoming normal. The key is speed. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for the perfect side hustle. Start something simple and improve it later. Because right now, your goal is clear. Increase your monthly cash flow. But even after increasing your income, there's another step that can instantly boost your savings. And most people completely ignore it. Now, when people hear cut expenses, they imagine suffering, no fun, no life. But that's not what we're doing. Because the goal isn't to cut everything, it's to cut the right things. Start with your biggest expenses, because that's where the real money is. Housing alone takes up about 1/3 of most people's spending. So even a small change here can save hundreds. For example, getting a roommate, moving to a slightly cheaper place, or even negotiating rent. Saving just $300 to $500 per month here changes everything. Next is transportation, car payments, gas, insurance. This adds up fast. Switching to a cheaper car, carpooling, or even cutting one vehicle from the household can save another $200 to $400 per month. Now you're already at $500 to $900 saved, and we haven't even touched small expenses yet. Then come the easy cuts: eating out less, canceling unused subscriptions, cooking more at home, reducing impulse spending, even saving $10 to $15 per day. That's another $300 to $400 per month. Now combine everything: $400 saved from housing, $300 saved from transport, $300 saved from daily spending. That's $1,000 per month without changing your entire life, just being intentional. And here's the key: you don't need to do this forever, just for a few months. That's what makes this powerful, because you're trading short-term discipline for long-term financial freedom. But now comes something even more important, because once you create extra money, you need a system to control it, otherwise it disappears again. Now this is where everything starts to click, because making extra money and cutting expenses is one thing, but keeping that money is another, and most people fail here. They plan to save, but at the end of the month, the money's gone. That's why this step is critical: automation. You remove the need to decide every time. Here's how you do it. The moment your paycheck hits, a portion of it moves automatically to savings before you can spend it. This is called paying yourself first. Even the Department of Labor recommends saving a portion of your income automatically, because small amounts consistently add up over time. Now, let's make this practical. If your target is $1,000 per month, you break it down like this: $500 from your main income, $300 from cutting expenses, $200 from side income. Now automate as much as possible. Set up automatic bank transfers, direct deposit splits, recurring investment contributions. So every time you get paid, money moves without you thinking about it. Because if it stays in your main account, you'll spend it. That's just human behavior. But when it's moved instantly, you adjust your lifestyle around what's left. And that's how people succeed. Not by discipline alone, but by building systems that work automatically. Now here's the interesting part. Once your savings becomes automatic, you start building momentum. But there's still something that can slow you down, even if you're doing everything right. Now this is something most people never realize. It's not big expenses that destroy your savings. It's the small, repeated leaks. The $5 here, the $12 there, the random Amazon order, the extra food delivery. Individually, they feel harmless, but together, they quietly destroy your progress. Let's make this real. If you spend just $15 per day on things you don't really need, that's about $450 per month. Over 6 months, that's $2,700. That's more than a quarter of your $10,000 goal. Gone. And the worst part? You don't even notice it happening. That's why we call them lifestyle leaks. They don't feel like big decisions, but they add up fast. So here's what you do. For the next 30 days, track everything, every dollar. You don't need to do this forever, just long enough to see the pattern, because once you see it, you can control it. And here's the trick. Don't try to cut everything. Just cut the things that don't actually improve your life. Keep what matters. Remove what doesn't. That way you're not miserable, you're just more intentional. And when you plug these leaks, you suddenly have hundreds of extra dollars every month, without earning more, without working more, just by being aware. But now comes another powerful move. Because what if you could speed this up even more without working extra hours? Now this is one of the fastest ways to accelerate your progress. Because instead of building everything slowly, you can jump ahead instantly. Most people ignore this, but there's usually money already available. You're just not using it intentionally. Think about things like tax refunds, work bonuses, cash gifts, selling items you don't use, freelance projects, or one-time gigs. Even something as simple as selling old electronics, furniture, or clothes can easily bring in $200 to $1,000 plus. Now, here's the difference between average people and smart savers. Most people get extra money and spend it. Smart people, they lock it into savings immediately. Let's say you get a $2,000 tax refund. Instead of letting it disappear, you put it straight into your savings goal. Now, instead of starting from zero, you're already 20% done. That's a huge psychological boost, and it reduces how much you need to save monthly. For example, instead of saving $10,000 from scratch, you now only need $8,000. That can cut your timeline by months. This is how people make the process feel fast. They combine monthly savings, extra income, and one-time boosts, and suddenly, the goal moves much closer. So here's a simple rule. Any extra money equals goes to savings. No exceptions, at least during this sprint phase, because this is not the time to celebrate. This is the time to build momentum. And once momentum builds, everything becomes easier. But now there's another mistake people make right after this, and it can slow you down a lot. Now this one is dangerous because it doesn't feel like a mistake, it feels justified. You start saving money, you cut expenses, you work extra, and then your brain says, I deserve this. A small reward, a nice dinner, a new gadget, a quick shopping spree. And again, individually, it doesn't feel like a big deal, but this is exactly how progress slows down. Let's say every time you save $500, you spend $200 as a reward. Now your actual progress is only $300, and over a few months, that adds up to thousands lost. This is what keeps people stuck, because they're moving forward, but also pulling themselves back at the same time. Now don't get this wrong, you don't have to eliminate enjoyment completely, but during this sprint phase, you need control. So instead of random rewards, set a rule like this: no rewards until milestones. For example, first $2,000, small reward. $5,000, something meaningful. $10,000, celebrate properly. Now your rewards are structured, not emotional decisions. And here's the key shift. Instead of rewarding spending, you start rewarding progress. That keeps you motivated without slowing you down. Because the goal right now isn't comfort, it's results. And once you hit $10,000, you'll have way more freedom to enjoy your money. But before that, stay focused. Because now we move to something powerful. A way to make this whole process feel easier without relying on motivation. Now here's where things become easy. Because up to this point, everything sounds like effort. Cutting expenses, earning more, staying disciplined. But this step changes the game. You remove friction. Because the harder something feels, the less likely you are to stick with it. So instead of relying on willpower, you make saving the default. Here's how. First, separate your money. Don't keep everything in one account. Use at least two, one for spending and one for savings. The moment your income comes in, move your savings out immediately. Out of sight equals out of mind. Second, create a delay in spending. For anything that's not essential, wait 24 to 48 hours before buying. This simple rule kills impulse spending and saves you hundreds without effort. Third, make spending slightly inconvenient. Remove your card from online apps, saved payment methods, one-click checkouts. Now every purchase requires effort, and that small friction stops unnecessary spending. Fourth, use visual tracking. Watch your savings grow, whether it's a simple app, a chart, or even a note on your phone. Seeing progress keeps you going because now it feels real. And here's the big idea. Make saving easy and spending harder. That's how you win. Because you're not fighting yourself anymore. You're working with your behavior. And once this system is in place, saving starts happening almost automatically. But now we move to the final two steps. Because this is where everything comes together. Now you're doing everything right. You're saving, you're earning more, you're cutting expenses, but here's the problem. One mistake can wipe out weeks of progress. That's why this step is all about protection. Because building money is one thing, keeping it is everything. The biggest risk? Unexpected expenses, car repairs, medical bills, emergency travel, and if you're not prepared, you go right back to using credit cards, and your progress resets. That's why you need a small buffer. Not a full emergency fund yet, but at least $500 to $1,000 set aside. Even the Department of Labor recommends starting small, because even a few $100s can prevent you from going into debt. This acts like a shield, so when something goes wrong, you don't destroy your savings. Now here's another risk: burnout. You go too hard, too strict, too fast, and then you quit. So instead of going extreme, stay disciplined but realistic. Give yourself a little flexibility. Not enough to slow progress, but enough to stay consistent. Because consistency wins, not perfection. And one more thing, avoid big financial decisions during this phase. Don't upgrade your car. Don't take on new loans. Don't increase your lifestyle. Stay stable. Stay focused. Protect what you're building, because you're closer than you think. And now, we get to the final step. The one that brings everything together. Now this is the final step. And honestly, this This is what makes everything stick. Because saving $10,000 fast isn't just about tactics, it's about who you become in the process. Most people try to save money, but they still think like spenders. They say, I'll save what's left. I'll start next month. I'll do it when I earn more. But people who actually hit goals like this, they think differently. They see money as something to control, not react to. They don't wait, they act. They don't rely on motivation, they build systems. And most importantly, they keep going even when it feels slow. Because here's the truth, there will be weeks where nothing exciting happens. No big progress, no big wins. But that's normal, because real progress is built quietly, day by day, month by month. And eventually, you look back and realize you did it. You hit $10,000. Not by luck, but by discipline. So here's the mindset you need to adopt. I'm someone who saves money consistently. Not sometimes, not when it's easy, but as a habit. Because once that identity changes, everything else becomes easier. And that's how you don't just reach $10,000, you go way beyond it. If this video helped you, like the video and subscribe to Kane Invests for more simple, practical finance content. And I want to hear from you. What's your current savings goal? And how much have you saved so far? Comment below. Let's see how close you are to your first $10,000. And before we wrap up, this video is for educational purposes only and not financial advice. Always consult a qualified financial professional before making financial decisions.